Hi, my name's Dawson Shuck and I'm the founder of ABACUS RFID technology. I'm an engineer by trade and I've spent years of my spare time developing a system just for your event, an RFID lap counting system using the latest technology in the market. A couple of years ago I got involved with Relay for Life Australia and I wondered, was there a way to automatically count the laps of participants? My research revealed that the systems out there were extremely expensive, on the order of $20,000, and just weren't suitable for a charity-style event. Why did we require the same system that they used to run the New York Marathon when we were running a very small community event? So I got to thinking and playing around in my garage with hardware from overseas, and finally I've got a system that works and is ready for market. Our primary market is Relay for Life events and primary school walkathons. Our system has been developed to meet your specific needs, not adapted from another solution. What this means is that you're left for a hassle-free event, not systems such as scanning barcodes on cards that are given to participants that take a lot of effort on the day. Our system, ABACUS, follows 5 key principles. It's affordable. You can easily own your own system for your event. You won't pay rental fees like other systems. You can incorporate fundraising into your event and break even within 1 to 2 events. It's very cost effective. The rest from there is completely profit for your event. There are no hidden costs with ABACUS. What you see is really what you get with the full functionality. Second, ABACUS will bring a big impact to your event. You can transform your event with the latest in technology. You can add an element of competition and fun, and you can get some great statistics. Imagine being able to tell the media exactly how far all of your participants have walked collectively. It's a pretty big number. Third, ABACUS is very convenient. It's a very quick setup, and there are no messy cords or floor mats as in other systems. You can use your tags between events year to year very easily as well, minimizing the amount of work that you have to do in between. The system contains no batteries, so it won't matter if it sits on the shelf for 6 months or even a year. Registration of the tags is completely user-driven. This minimizes the number of people you need on the day to set up. It's very simple. You can tailor your setup to suit your specific event. We offer a modular system so that you're not forced to buy the full package if your event simply doesn't need it. ABACUS is suited to your need. It's been purpose-built for Relay for Life based on my own experience. It's not overcomplicated and it is a modular system. Lastly, ABACUS is reliable. It's been through years of development and testing. It doesn't contain any batteries, and it contains multiple RFID readers for redundancy. In addition, it also backs up all of the data during your event, so if you do encounter a system crash, you can relaunch it and restore from where you left off. What I'll now do is walk you through each of the things that you'll need to get ABACUS up and running. So we start with our biggest component, which are our RFID tag readers themselves. So here today, I've got 4 of these readers, which are all identical. Now our last reader today has been fitted with a pole clamp. And this is an optional extra that we offer, where we've riveted a pole clamp onto the standard bracket of the reader. What this allows you to do is attach it to a gantry or a marquee and move your reader around as you desire. We've also got our Wi-Fi router. What this lets users do is connect their smartphones to all of the data through a portal and view results in real time. The next thing, and perhaps second most essential, are the tags themselves. These are UHF RFID tags, and you'll see that they contain serial numbers printed directly onto them. Very much permanent. The fact that these are alligator clips mean that they're incredibly versatile. You can clip these to anywhere on your clothing, your shoelaces, lanyards, bracelets, collars, hats. The options are virtually unlimited. This is opposed to wristbands, shoe tags, lanyards, other things you'll see in competitor systems. It's very simple and they're built to last in the elements. We also supply a range of resources with Abacus, and I'll go through these later on and show you how they come in handy for the registration process. Those are the things that are included with the Abacus package, but I'll go through now what you need yourself to get Abacus up and running. So you'll need a host computer running Abacus software to speak to each of the readers. We recommend that you use a tablet device to help users register their tags on the day and to access the smartphone portal yourself from the registration tab. A power board to connect all of the devices. Here we're using one with 6 outlets. A USB hub for your computer to connect all of your devices. A television with HDMI connectivity, or at least one that can connect to your laptop computer. Alternatively, you could use a projector or a very large LED screen if desired. We've got the HDMI cable for the TV. We've got a table up to the right, which is to set everything up and rest everything on very neatly. And I've also got a clamp here, and I'll show this a bit later, just the ways we can actually attach the device to the table or to another platform. What I'll do now is actually set Abacus up for a demonstration. So I'll keep the video rolling and let's see it in action. Okay, so here we have the Abacus system fully set up. We've got our TV screen, which will act as our external display to participants. We've got our first reader, which I've secured to the table just using a standard clamp. We've got our next reader located on the ground. You'll see that it's angled naturally up to pick up the walkers. We've got a second one on the ground, and then we've got our last one here attached to the leg of the table using the pole clamp. Now it uses a 2-axis system, so you're able to adjust that to achieve the angle that you'd like. All of the readers are connected through a USB hub to the computer, a laptop host computer, and the laptop host computer is also connected to a Wi-Fi router located there in blue to provide the smartphone portal interface. Okay, now that we've successfully set up Abacus, the next step is to configure it for your particular event. And we do this all through the software on the host computer. So if you follow me around, this is the screen you'll see when you first start up Abacus. This contains some general information about how the system works, as well as the licensing limitations. So today we've set it up to use a maximum of 4 readers, and they're registered to Gotham City Relay. We'll go through to our settings, and the first step is to connect each of our 4 readers. So we'll do that in sequence, and it's connecting them each through a different communication port. Okay, we've connected each of our 4 readers. Towards the right hand side, you'll see that you're able to adjust some of the reader parameters. For instance, if some of your readers are not strong enough, you can up the output power or change your scan duration to achieve the desired outcome. We won't change any of these today. The next step is to set a system password to give us some administrative functionality. So today we'll set it as a simple password, 123, and confirm it. The system tells us that we've successfully set that. The next one is to set some of our lap parameters. So today we'll say we're working with a track of 0.4 kilometers or 400 meters. And the next parameter is an anti-cheat time lockout. What this does is prevents a participant from lingering at the reader and getting laps for free. 60 seconds is at a reasonable minimum lap time for 400 meters. For the purposes of demonstration, we'll adjust that to 10 seconds today. You can set the name of your event, and you can also configure your big screen, what users will see. So we'll do that now. Okay, so it's been configured. If you just follow around to the big screen, you'll see the screen that our users will see as they walk past. This will be populated as the event unfolds with some statistics. The other thing that Abacus can do is you can tweak how many names you would like to see on the screen. So we'll do that now, and you can spot how it changes. So here, at our maximum resolution, we display far more names, but this may be too cluttered, or it may not suit the particular screen that you're working with. We'll take it down a notch for today's demonstration. Okay, having set up our big TV screen, we can do a couple more things before we're ready to go. The first is to select what you'd like our users to see. Do you want them to see a lap count, or do you want them to see their last lap time in split seconds? That's more akin to athletics events, whereas Relay for Life tends to use lap count, being less of an athletic event. So today we'll select lap count, but at any time you can change what the users will see. At Relay for Life, all of the teams, or most of the teams, will have pre-registered through the website. What we can do is we can preload those team names into the system to allow for more efficient registration on the day. We would do that by clicking here and simply entering the names one per line. We won't pre-register any today because it's just a demonstration. Okay, now that our system is fully set up, we're ready to start reading tags. We can now progress to the read tag screen, but it's saying that our Wi-Fi network isn't yet configured correctly. And it's as simple as this. All we have to do is change the Wi-Fi network that our computer is connected to, and we'll connect to the ABACUS network, which is established using the router provided and powered by USB. Okay, so we're connected to that network, and we've rectified this fault. From here, anytime we would like to begin or stop reading, we need to enter our administrator password, which we'd set as 123. What this does is it prevents users from messing with this system once it's up and running. Once it's running, we can lock it, walk away for maximum peace of mind. Okay, Abacus is set up and ready to go, but there is one problem. We haven't registered any tags yet, which is a really important part of the day. Now, Abacus is unique because it puts the onus of that whole registration process back onto the participant. That means that we only need 1 or 2 volunteers to hand out the tags, rather than a desk of a dozen like you would see at marathons, for instance. So let's say, hypothetically, that I'd like to come up and hire a tag. I'll pull a tag out of the bucket, and I've been assigned tag number 1. Now there's one very important piece of information that I need to perform the self-registration process, and that's the password that goes with tag number 1. The staff at the registration counter can do one of 2 things. They can look up my password on the manual sheets that we provide, or they can use an Excel-based tool on a tablet computer or a laptop device. This tool allows staff to simply input the tag number and it will spit out the password. So let's type in tag number 1. It will tell us that our password is 6993, which is the same password as written on the sheet. So what our staff can now do is they can grab one of these, which are the flyers that we provide. The staff have printed these out, and we can write that password in the form. So I'll do that now. I'll write that they've got tag 0001 and their password 6693. They take the tag as well as the little instruction pamphlet, and they're okay to go start the self-registration process. So let's step through that now. So as a participant, I've got my little instruction sheet and I've got my tag, and I'm going to step through using my smartphone to actually register it. Okay, so the first step is take a smartphone device and connect to the ABACUS Wi-Fi network, the same one that connected to the host computer earlier. So we'll do that now. Yep, we're already connected. Okay, what we need to do now is to access the smartphone portal, and we do this through the web interface, whether it's Safari, Chrome, your preferred web browser. What this means is we avoid downloading apps onto people's devices. so, we make it applicable to all devices. It's not just suited to Apple products or Android products, it's across the board. So we'll type in our URL, Abacus, to access the portal itself. Okay, you can see here that we're loading the smartphone portal. We've accessed it and you've got a variety of options. We'll touch off on many of these in a few minutes, but for now, the first thing is to actually register our tag. We're confronted with a simple logon screen. Our tag number is tag number 1 or 0001, and our password, as written on the sheet, is 6993. Click login, and we're presented with some of our tag details. We'll see that our tag is currently unregistered. Now, we could select an existing team, of which there are none yet in the system. We can pre-register teams using the laptop, which we didn't do earlier, but had we done that, they would show up here. So, let's create a new team. We'll call it the Team Apples. Okay, we then select our name. I'm going to enter this tag to my name, Dawson S. Our tag number we can't change for obvious reasons, and if we'd like, we can set a custom password to help us remember. I'm going to set this as car1. That means that I don't need to remember that 6993 number anymore. I'll save my tag details. Okay, it's returned me to the main screen, and that registration process is completed. The only time I needed the help of the volunteer was to actually pay for the tag, collect the tag, and for them to look up my password. I performed the whole process myself. Now, what we can do is use our admin password for a certain functionality. So let's take a second tag here. Let's take tag number 4. Exact same type of tag, the only difference is tag number 4 instead of tag number 1. Now what we can do is, rather than go through the whole process of looking up a tag password, we can go to the smartphone portal, click on Register Tag, select tag number 4, and in the password, use our admin password, which was 123. Log on. You can see that we've been able to get through the system, and we're now at the Update Details screen. This is very handy if you have a number of volunteers standing around at the start of the event with iPads. Then, rather than giving you the sheet of paper with the password written on it, you can simply use the password in your mind, the admin password. So, I'm going to help this individual out. I'm going to say, yep, they're also on the Apples team, but I could have selected a new team. So we'll say that they're on the Apples team, and their name is John A. Going to set his password as Bob2. Okay, saving those details, and you'll see that those details have now been fully committed to the system. Okay, so we've registered 2 of our tags today, and right now, as soon as we click Read Tags, it will start picking up that information. Now, for the purposes of the demonstration, I'll pause the video here, and I'm going to register a whole bunch more tags so that we've got multiple teams and multiple people. Okay, now that Abacus has been set up and configured correctly for the event, we can now start to read tags. We've also had some users register their tags using the self-registration process. It's important to note that not all of the users have to register their tags before we start the event. We can start the event and latecomers can register later on. We've just registered them beforehand for convenience sake today. When we're ready to start the event, it's all controlled through the software. Having set up all of our parameters correctly, we simply go to the Read Tags tab, and make sure that our password is entered, and enter Begin Read. What the readers are now doing is actively scanning for tags. While we're doing that, we'll click Lock Host Computer, and what that will prevent is people from messing with this host laptop while we're up and running. Everything we need to access can be done through the smartphone portal, which I'll show you in a moment. So we'll lock the host computer. We're ready to go. Okay, so let's start the first few laps. I'm going to walk past the readers. Now you'll listen for a very distinct chime, which is telling me that it's picking me up, and you'll look on the screen and you'll see my name displayed. Okay, so it's picked me up there, right? What I'll now do is just do a few laps, noting the 10-second minimum lap time that we had set earlier. Slowly, you'll see those laps tally up. Now, Abacus can be configured for up to 2,000 tags for very large events. We've previously tested it and the system can absolutely cope with that number. It's the same logic, it's just more users. The system is also very stable, so the system can remain in this state for 24 hours plus the typical duration of a relay for life. The computer has been locked, so there's no risk of anyone tampering with it. And everything that needs to be accessed can be done from the smartphone portal. So, now that we've got some numbers up on the screen, we can log into the smartphone portal and see the types of information that it's going to display. Okay, now that we've tallied up a few laps, we can access the smartphone portal to check out some results. So, confronted with the main screen, we can check out a results summary. Alright, let's go with tag number 1. Here, it will bring up quite a few bits of information. Who it's registered to, how many laps we've done, how many kilometers, what team we're on, how many team laps we've completed, when we last checked in, average lap time, best lap time, how long we've been participating in the event, and so on and so forth. Okay, we can also view our check-in logs for those athletic types. Here's a record of every time that we checked in, as well as each of the lap times and total elapsed time. So this is really useful to provide a record for each of the participants. We can check out the combined effort for the entire event, essentially, which is the same information displayed on the screen. And we can also check out the leaderboards for individuals as well as our teams. So this adds to the friendly competition side of the event. Okay, let's say that 24 hours has elapsed and we've accrued thousands and thousands of laps and we're ready to finish the event. We would come to the computer, we've already stopped the read process. I've used color coding, so red means the system is stopped. We now like to export our results. So, we simply enter our password, we click the export results page. Let's say that we'd like to export all of the types of reports today. We'll export those. We'll set up a new directory just on the desktop with sample export. Okay. Exporting those now. Okay, files were successfully exported to that location, which I'll now go to. Okay, and here we have all of our sample reports. I won't open each of these, but you can see that they're in Microsoft Excel format. The software doesn't actually need Microsoft Excel to export these, but in order to view them, you do. So, let's open detailed results as an example. Here, using Microsoft Excel, we've got a detailed view of all of the information that Abacus captured This is really useful because we can export this as a PDF file, we can perform data filtering, come up with our own statistics. In addition, we've also captured logs for each of the files, like you would have seen in your smartphone, the tag register, who we actually registered to in terms of teams and individuals and passwords, and our leaderboards, so that we can put this on social media after the fact.